Welcome to the class. Today, we're going to talk about stress management. What we're going to see today is the objective of the session, what is stress, the specific actions to mitigate stress, useful strategies, a video with the subject, and closing arguments. First, the objectives of the session. Today, we're going to learn new tools to identify and manage stress. And first of all, we need to see what stress is. Some stress is healthy and even motivating when it arises under the proper circumstances. Stress is a feeling of being overwhelmed or unable to cope with mental or emotional pressure. University students experience stress related to changes in lifestyle, increased workload, new responsibilities, and interpersonal relationships. Extreme levels of stress can hinder work effectiveness and lead to poor academic performance and attrition. Stress is there for a reason. It's there to help you mobilize to meet the demands of your day. But you're also supposed to have times where you shut down and relax and repair and restore. If you don't have that, then you could have other problems. What to do when you have difficulties managing stress? Experts suggest a range of specific actions and positive shifts that can help mitigate stress in the university. First, you need to notice the symptoms of heightened stress. Second, you need to build and maintain social connections. Third, you need to sleep well, eat well, and exercise. And fourth, you need to seek out help. However, if we are feeling too stressed for long periods of time, it can then have an impact in our general well-being and mental health. If you feel you are having difficulty managing your stress levels at the moment, it might be the time to consider organizing better your times or asking for help. And you can look for help from an advisor at the tutoring program. The most important thing if you start to feel stress is that you don't bottle up those feelings. Talk about it with someone, with a parent, with a family member, with a friend, or your tutor. Another approach could be probably to write down about what you feel if nobody is around to talk to. Studies have suggested that writing about your emotions can be useful for managing stress. Strong social connections and positive habits can help ease high levels of stress among university students. Other useful strategies. First, you can use breathing techniques. These can help you manage your nerves. Second, collaborate with others. Revise with a friend if this helps to prepare for a test or do a homework. Ask for help if needed. And in advance, rather than the morning of your exam, talk about what you are experiencing or feeling. It is a healthy habit. 4, goal setting. Breaking tasks like revision down into imaginable chunks helps a lot. Remember to look after yourself. This is a very important point. Drink plenty of water, eat regular balanced meals, and get enough sleep. This is the best you can do to look after yourself. Plan in advance. Planning your time in advance, blocking out well-earned rest time as well, and stay organized is a very important thing to do. Remove all distractions when you are studying. And Try to change the environment. If you're used to study in your room, you can change the environment and probably go to the living room or the social area at home, or probably somewhere else, but changing the place can help with lessening distractors. Let's watch a video on the subject. We live in a world conditioned by dizzying rhythm, in which individuals who are not able to adapt and respond quickly to these changes experience feelings of anguish, emotional exhaustion, and other disorders. These physical and mental ailments are known as stress. Stress is part of life. It is the natural response of your body and mind to demanding situations or events, to a physical and/or emotional challenge. Stress is not always bad. It can energize you and help you do your best. But if you're overstressed, it can cause harm. Any change or different circumstance that arises in our lives, such as taking an exam, speaking in public, can generate stress, although it also depends on the physical and mental state of each of us. A certain degree of stress stimulates the body and allows it to reach its goal, returning to normal when the stimulus has ceased. The problem is when the pressure is maintained and we enter at a state of resistance. When certain circumstances are unconsciously perceived as a threat, you begin to feel a sense of discomfort. When this sensation is maintained over time, it can reach a state of exhaustion with possible functional and organic alterations. Attending university is a very exciting step in life. A lot of uncertainty and stress comes with it, however. Trying to manage all of these goals can leave you feeling overwhelmed and can lead to mental health problems, such as depression, anxiety, and low self-confidence. The main stress responses are at a cognitive level, emotional level, and physiological level. Exogenous. Environmental, such as noise, pollution, drastic changes in temperature, changes in diet, consumption of substances. Academics, such as undefined academic or vocational objectives, complex assessments, among others. Endogenous, of the organism, like frustration, anxiety, anguish, and emotional overload. We all react differently. Worry, insecurity, fear, negative thoughts about ourselves or our ability to act, fear of loss of control, fear of being accountable of our actions, difficulties in thinking, studying, or concentrate. Sweating, muscle tension, palpitations, rapid heartbeat, trembling, stomach upset, breathing difficulties, dry mouth, headache, dizziness, nausea, chills, stuttering, smoking, eating, or drinking excessively, among others. Little by little, it is necessary that we learn to generate habits that allows us to develop better resources for action, such as not repressing ideas, feelings, or needs, learning to know ourselves in different situations, doing physical activity regularly, and using relaxation techniques. Learn to create healthy habits and don't forget to always take time to relax, distract yourself, and recreate. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to concentrate on study or work. Learn to laugh and find an emotional and spiritual support system. You can find the full transcript of the text in the window below the video in YouTube, or watch it with closed caption for better understanding. Closing arguments. It is very important to remember that the feeling that we experience when we're stressed are due to hormone responses to have evolved to help us or survive by fighting off or fleeing from a predator. University life can be tough as that predator. The stress response helps us to cope with and manage demanding periods, such as exams and coursework deadlines. So a little stress is fine and probably even beneficial, but if you experience frequent high levels of stress, then do something about it. Right there, you can have the link for attendance. Please don't forget to fill it out. And see you next sis.